Language are the bullets for the post-Good Friday Agreement generation in this semi-biographical depiction of the Irish language hip-hop act, Kneecap. Kneecap won the Audience Award at the Sundance Film Festival and has been selected as Ireland's official submission for the 97th Academy Award for Best International Feature Film. In this video, I'll be reviewing the film with its depiction of mayhem and political commentary of current-day Belfast. If you're new to my channel, my name is Paul. I review the best of contemporary world cinema and follow the race for Best International Feature Film Oscar, from countries choosing their submission to the final winner. I will be doing another video to explore how well it could do at the Oscars in the category. So let's roll and review the film. Kneecap is about the importance of Indigenous languages and how they play a role in cultural identity. The film explores a number of themes, including cultural suppression, authoritarian state, as well as sectarian divisions that still exist in Belfast 25 years after the peace process. So let's outline the plot of the film, which I hope I don't give out any spoilers. The film depicts the formation of the real-life hip-hop trio, Kneecap. It starts off by showing two very close friends, Mochara and Moglai Bap. These guys have a history of dealing drugs, an absent father who is on the run from the British police, and a mother who's traumatized by the Troubles. These guys are selling drugs. They have an absent father who is pretending to be dead in order to avoid the British police, and a traumatized mother who has not recovered from the experiences from the Troubles. A surprising run-in at the police station sees them connect with DJ Portrayal. He himself is a disillusioned music teacher who is very keen to pass on the Irish Gaelic language because he knows it's part of a huge identity of the Catholic community in the north of or Northern Ireland. However, the only legitimate resources he's been given are very dry and dull and does not engage well with the young people of today. When DJ Portrayal reads the raw, poetic lyrics in the Irish language that the boys write, he convinces them for them to rap it to a beat and form this trio. The anarchic nature of the trio causes an inevitable clash with his teaching career, and this fundamentally sets the tone of the film. So let's explore some of the themes of the film. Fundamentally, this film is about language.
Speak English.
Kneecap shouts from the roof about the importance of the different Indigenous languages in the world and how they are under threat by globalization. Whether this is due to being only spoken by an oppressed minority or the result of colonialism, the film recognizes the interlinkage between culture, identity and language, even those beyond the island of Ireland. It successfully does this by pointing out how the educational system does not provide that attractive resources for young people to learn it. And the alternative is actually acts like Kneecap, who can be very popular and keep the language alive and going well beyond they leave school. Actually using Kneecap as a vehicle for promoting the Irish language comes at a cost. The film explores some of the contradictions that often happens in any fight for equality. In this case, it's about recognition of the Irish language. Do you only use establishment-friendly forms of campaigning, stuff that does not ruffle feathers or cause controversy? Or do you go against the mainstream and look to cause controversy, such as Kneecap, with depictions of sex, drug usage, and references to Republican paramilitary? This itself caused controversy within the north of or Northern Ireland. While on the surface, Kneecap just feels lowbrow and controversial for the sake of it, I actually think they're smarter than that. I think what they have done is brought some of the challenges and inequalities that still exist in a post-Good Friday Agreement generation that public policy makers will need to think about in order to improve the lives of those in Belfast and beyond. And it's this part of the narrative I think is really smart in highlighting the challenges of language in a globalized world. I'm also impressed by how it depicts Belfast. Many cinematic representations of Northern or North of Ireland often focus on the Troubles. Really worthy films, such as In the Name of the Father and Hunger, rightfully focus on some of the historic issues that have happened. Much like their music, Kneecap are trying to do something different by engaging younger people in a very fresh and positive way, highlighting the use of language, which is typically put in historic context or rural settings, and bringing it to a modern, contemporary Belfast urban community. This ensures that arguments around language is contemporary by also highlighting the injustices and the tensions that still exist in the communities. Despite the progress of peace in Belfast, the film actually is very good commentary on social cohesion and the remaining sectarian tensions that still exist. It is very sharp in pointing out that the trauma from the troubles of previous generations still runs deeply within the current generation's DNA. Despite having a very overt Republican point of view, which is no surprise considering the ethnicity of the band, I feel it really represents the nuances of current community cohesion based upon sectarian lines. This is despite the outrage within certain faction of the unionist communities about the band and the film itself. For example, Machara's in a casual relationship with a unionist Protestant girl, and they play out this trauma between the two individuals from different parts of the Belfast community. They express hatred for each other and role-play certain kinks based upon previous issues around the Troubles and the conflict between Protestant and Catholic communities. But they are conflicted because they also have feelings for each other. And this really represents the current tensions of the issues of the past, but actually the need to actually live together. This symbolises the trauma that still hangs over them as both individuals, but also within their communities, recognising the past, but also recognising that they have to live side by side with each other. I love this portrayal showing the challenges that still remain between the sectarian communities, but also recognising that we still need peace and that these communities need to live side by side. Another element that's really impressive is the acting. There is a lot of speculation about actually how real is the story and how much has it been embellished in order to make a good film. Regardless whether they're playing caricatures or if this is very realistic based upon their experiences, it doesn't actually matter. This is a stunning ensemble performance, especially by first-time actors. The performances make up for sometimes fairly weak narrative arcs that the narratives occasionally get weakened by high-energy performances and bombastic cinematography. Euphoric, anarchic, and chaotic may describe the vibes of the film, but actually it feels quite restrained and controlled. The cast are able to rein in the performances when they need to, but then go out full at high energy as and when the story allows them to. If there was not this restraint, it would become quite unwatchable. I also want to discuss the exceptional cinematography of the film. The wider cinematography pumps through and contributes to the mayhem, which is then supported by the band's soundtrack. Elements of animation, including using clay, and the lyrics of their songs fill the screen, but not in a uniform way, which makes it interesting and exciting, creating a feeling of managed chaos. There are also overt cinematic references from films such as La Haine and Trainspotting. There's comparisons in vibe with Human Traffic, although I have to say Kneecap is a far superior film. So to conclude, regardless of how authentic it is to real life, Kneecap provides formidable performances with really high energy that is very well managed. There are anarchic vibes, as well as making serious political points about the importance of Indigenous languages. A collection of factors make Kneecap a fascinating and enjoyable watch that kept a smile on my face throughout. I would give Kneecap 4 stars. Check out my other videos for Best International Feature Film Oscar, as well as the video I'll be doing on how well Kneecap will do in the Oscar race.